Curriculum choices. There are many and they can be so overwhelming. I have had a few of you ask me what it is that I look for when I'm choosing curriculum, and so that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Hello everybody, it is Christine. Welcome here to my channel. If you're new, I'm a homeschooling mama of 3. My kids are currently 6, 4, and 2. Very soon to be 6, 5, and 3. And we've been homeschooling for a couple years, and I was homeschooled when I was a kid. So it's something I'm very passionate about. I love it, and I love sharing with other mamas here on YouTube. I was going to say Instagram. I'm also on Instagram. If you would like to, I would love for you to subscribe. I love seeing this community grow and interacting with all of you. Also, go find me on Instagram. That will be linked down in the description below. Try and get on there a lot of days and just have a chat with you guys and keep you in the loop, show you a bit about what we're doing at home. So yeah, I'd love to have you. But let's get into today's topic. I've actually written down some talking points in here because otherwise this will be probably super long-winded. It probably will be anyway. I'm sorry. But it's just, I don't know, when I get onto subjects that I'm passionate about, I like to just chat about them. And it's nice because you guys are so lovely. I just feel like I'm chatting with friends, and I feel like you just get it. You know, when you can chat to people who are just like, yep, I get it. So it's easy to chat that way. Anyway, I wanted to talk about what it is that I look for when I'm looking for homeschool curriculum. And a lot of this is going to be dependent on your teaching style and your specific child, because I look at things differently depending on which child I'm looking for sure. But there are some key points that I'm going to go over. So first of all, most important one is price, affordability, because some curriculum is just so expensive, like insanely expensive. And so obviously price is a factor for sure. And I am very blessed to have a homeschool budget where I can like pretty easily spend money on homeschool supplies, but it doesn't mean that I want to waste my money. You know what I mean? Like even if I have the money, I want to know that I'm getting as much as I can for what I've got. You know, I don't want to just be like flippantly spending it on stuff. So price is definitely something that I factor in. And then kind of along with that is availability and the format that it comes in. So if you don't know, I live in New Zealand, and to get items shipped to New Zealand can be eye-wateringly expensive. For instance, I was looking at something the other day that was $150 and to get it shipped to New Zealand was going to cost like 200, almost 300 New Zealand dollars, which is probably about 200 US. So it was going to cost more for shipping than it was for the actual product that I was looking at. I mean, it is, and you know, when, like, again, I want to get the most bang for my buck kind of thing. And so I really don't want to be spending all that money on shipping when I could be spending it on more books, you know? So if I can get things in PDF format, I will very often be tempted by it because I've got a good printer. I use the Epson EcoTank. I have that linked in my Amazon storefront, which will be in the description if you want to go have a look. That is the printer we've had for 2 years now, and it works super well, and I have printed thousands of color pages on it, and it works really well. So the format is a big deal to us, and availability, because we cannot always get homeschool curriculum here in New Zealand. Like something like Logic of English, for instance. I've had several people say, have you looked at this? Have you looked at this? I haven't, because we can't get it here. I have not found any suppliers for it. I did find out you can get the PDF version of it, which they don't make very evident on their website, but it is there. I did look it up, and thank you to whoever pointed that out in the comments. I appreciated that. I went and had a look at it. So yeah, availability and format make a big difference to me. Another thing is whether or not it's a consumable product. An example of that would be All About Reading. It is a pricey program. Okay, sorry, my camera died, so I'm back in action, but who knows where I was up to. Oh yes, I know what I was talking about. All About Reading. It is, I paid 300 New Zealand dollars for it, which is, I think it's 150 US dollars, which is expensive for a curriculum, but I can reuse all of it. I can use it for all 3 of my children, and that makes it very cost efficient for me. And it's even something that then I can pass on to like my sisters when they homeschool their kids and stuff like that, or I could resell it. So if it is something that can be reused over and over again, then that is worthwhile to me. And also a PDF version is worthwhile to me because I can just reprint it for my kids, and it costs me maybe like $5 to print a book, if that for my kids. So that definitely makes a difference. And then add-ons, because sometimes you'll look at, for instance, I was looking at the Abeka program the other day, their language arts, and I don't know, it was like $40 for the, like, New Zealand dollars for the language arts 1 book. And I was like, oh, that's fine, we can do that. No. You need the language arts book, then you needed the letters and sounds book, and then you needed all the readers, and then you needed the teacher's handbook. Like, it was very, very, like, we're talking hundreds of dollars now, and then you've got to add on shipping on top of that. Very, very expensive for everything. And I'm not saying it's a bad program or whatever, but I'm just very conscious. I cannot say the word conscious today. I keep saying conscience. I did it in another video filmed. I'm sorry. I have to be conscious of the add-ons that are required with the curriculum, because while the main book may seem really affordable, it can add up really quickly and be very expensive. So that's something else I take into consideration. And then there are 2 other things I'm going to talk about. One is the teaching style, whether I feel like the format is engaging, if it's colorful and bright, that makes a difference. If it is tried and tested, if it's been used for any length of time. And a lot of that also comes down to watching reviews. And thank the Lord for the internet, because there are so many reviews of products online, and that is a massive blessing. There are flip throughs that you can look through on YouTube, blog posts that have been written by people. Kathy Duffy Reviews is a great website where you can go and check out a lot of homeschool curriculum. And then the style of something. So whether it's taught in more of like a Charlotte Mason method, if it's more traditional, like for instance, Abeka, I actually really don't mind their curriculum. That's what I used for a lot of my homeschool as a child, but they do have a lot more of like a kill and drill mentality with their curriculum. It's a lot more rigorous, I guess, in some cases, and they do lots of testing. And so just being aware of that going in. So for instance, if I did go ahead and purchase the Abeka curriculum, I would know that I don't necessarily want to do the tests because my child's only 6 years old, and I don't feel it necessary because I'm working with him all the time. So I know that my child is doing well or not just based on, working with him so much during the day. So that's the kind of thing that I keep in mind, is like that kind of stuff. And then just like with reading programs, like if it's phonics based or if it's more like a sight word based program, that kind of thing can make quite a difference. And knowing your child and how they learn. For instance, Jack, I wouldn't say that he's not a diagnosed dyslexic, but he does show some dyslexic tendencies. And so to me, it's always been very important that he's on a phonics based program, and the Orton-Gillingham method is proven to work very well for children with dyslexia. And so I knew with All About Reading that was going to be a good fit for him. And so, yeah, just little things like that I definitely take into consideration. So I think I've covered it, but, there's always more that I could probably go into, but it's just a lot of it is price dependent and availability, and then how things are being taught in the curriculum. I love being able to watch lots of reviews, though. Honestly, I have lost hours and hours to just watching curriculum reviews on YouTube. I actually really enjoy it. So I don't know. If you've got any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. I really appreciate you watching. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear so much playing in the background. My kids are being very loud. It's life. This is just what it's like. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
The world had more of your smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,